Hello my beautiful crafty friends, I'm Katya with Lunar Sun Creations, and today we are doing a highly requested video. I've had a lot of requests to do a video showing closures for mini album pages that do not require magnets. So I've got 8 different ways to do this for you today. Most of them are pretty simple and you've probably seen most of them before, but I thought I would include all 8 of these that I could think of that do not require magnets. Okay, so let's get going. The first one is a basic ribbon closure. So we're just going to add score tape to either side of the area where you want to have your ribbon. Let's not have it quite that close to the edge. Okay, so I'm not going to be actually creating the pages today. I'm just going to be showing you how to close different pages. Okay, so wherever your flaps are, this could be a closure for on the cover, on the actual album itself, or just on a page design. So I won't be going over the actual closures, but just the blah, 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 blah. I won't be going over the page designs, just the closures. Alright, so we're just going to simply put your ribbon over where you've put the score tape. You could add wet adhesive as well if you so desire on either side, and then simply tie it up and cut off your excess. And there you go, and then you would just add your pattern paper here and here to cover up those bits of ribbon. I'll put timestamps in the description box below, so if you already know specific closures, you can just go to the ones that you're more interested in. Okay, so that was 1. 2 is a pocket closure, so you just put a pocket on your page, have a flap. The flap can just be a single flap or multiple things that open up, but just have it so that it comes just to the edge of the pocket. So just meeting the edge of the pocket, and then cut your tag to put in the pocket. The tag itself is your closure, so that will keep this flap from opening up. Easy peasy. So that's number 2, pocket closure. 3, belly band closure. So most of the time you'd put a belly band in the middle, like a belly, but for this one we're going to put it fairly close to the bottom. So I've just got a strip of cardstock that's 1 inch long. So what you want to do is score it so that it's got a 1/8 of an inch little gusset there. Okay, so there's like a space there. Okay, and then we're going to adhere it down to near the bottom of the page. I'm just going to put a couple tiny little pieces of score tape. Okay, and then adhere it down, somewhere near the bottom of the page, just like that. Okay, and then just take your flap and slide it under the belly band. Okay, and once the paper is on this part, then it will slide under even easier because it won't catch on these 2 little flaps that are holding it on there. Okay, so then it will slide very easily. Okay, so that is, what are we at? Number 3, the belly band closure. Okay, 4 is a metal clasp. So if you go on Etsy or Amazon or any of those like sites, you will find random little jewelry clasps like this. Okay, so all you're going to do is figure out where it is that you want to put it, and then mark your holes with like a gel pen or something like that so you can see them. Okay, and then punch your holes. And then using brads, put your clasp on. Now you can, to strengthen this, you can always put some Tyvek on the other side of it. Now my brads probably aren't going to match here because I'm just doing this to show you, and I will probably be taking this off again later. And then open the tines on the other side. Okay, so there we go, and then just put some score tape over the tines on the other side just so they don't come out like that. Now these metal clasps, they do stick out quite a bit, so this is definitely something that you would want to have on like the top layer of an album or like a page. You wouldn't want it to be underneath a whole bunch of layers because it would create a big bulge. So this is definitely an outer kind of closure, but that's number 4, metal clasp. Number 5 is an elastic closure. So I've got a flap that has a accordion kind of thing on it, okay, and then I've just got a regular hair tie. Okay, so on the back side, I am going to take a brad once again. I'm going to open the tines of the brad just a little bit and then put the elastic through those tines. Okay, and then poke a hole where you need it to go. Okay, and then kind of push the tines back together, put it through the hole, open the tines on the inside, again cover them with some tape. Okay, so you want to make sure that wherever you're putting it, so I'm closing it on this side, okay, like that, so it just goes over to keep it closed, but wherever you're attaching it on the other side, you want to make sure that there is no hindrance here. Like you don't want to flap on this side because you need it to be able to go all the way off. So, okay, so don't put anything here. You want this space on the opposite side of where you're putting the tie to be open. Okay? So there you go, number 5, elastic closure. Okay. Number 6 is, I don't know if this is actually what it's called, the manila envelope closure. So this is where you would take 2 tiny chipboard pieces, or you could use buttons, or you could use flat gemstones, or anything that you can wrap a piece of twine around. So I'm just using a couple chipboard elements from a random collection that were left over. I'm punching a hole in each one. I've got 2 of them here. Okay, and then again using brads. So we're going to put one here and again mark a hole. Okay, punch that hole and put your brad through the chipboard piece, through the hole in your paper, and you don't want this to be super tight. You want there to be a little bit of space between the chipboard piece and the brad. So when you're opening the tines, just kind of do it slightly loosely so that there is space. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing down here, except for on one of them, either the top or the bottom. I'm going to put, well, first I'm going to mark my hole. And punch that. Okay, now I'm going to put just a tiny bit of adhesive right at the hole. Oh, that's far too much, like a tiny bit. Because you just want it to be right around the hole. Okay, I'm going to put my brad through. And then I'm going to take my twine, and this, in my case, I am using just some waxed thread. Okay, and I am going to tie the waxed thread around my brad. Okay, so it's tied around my brad there, and I'm just going to wind it a couple times just so it is kind of getting into the glue there just a little bit. Trim off the excess. Okay, and then put it in through the hole. Okay, and then you can wind your thread around your two chipboard pieces. Okay, so just like that. And that is the envelope closure. And this one's very versatile in what you can use. Like, as long as there's a hole in it, and you can wrap these around, you know, pretty much whatever you want. You can use metal bits or buttons or beads or whatever I said, like whatever you so desire. Okay, so that is number 6. Number 7 is a swing tab. So I like to magnetize my swing tabs, but you can definitely do this without a magnetized swing tab. So I've just got a flap here. I'm going to poke a hole, so I'm going to punch a hole in my chipboard piece. Again, punch a hole in my corresponding cardstock where I want it to go. And then put your brad through your chipboard piece, and then put it through your hole in your cardstock. Undo the tines on the inside. Now you just want to make sure that your chipboard piece can swing all the way out of the way to make sure that this can open. But then when you swing it back around, it will close your flap. I mean, honestly, I should have probably had this particular piece, I should have had this whole thing going the opposite way and have the opening of the, actually, you know what, maybe I can just close it like this. There we go. So smart, so smart. There we go. Okay, so swing tab. And I mean, you can magnetize swing tabs, but I'm trying to avoid using magnets right now so that you can have options if you don't have any magnets. Okay, so number 7 is swing tab. And obviously you wouldn't use a swing tab like this, because this one is supposed to be horizontal and I've got it vertical. I'm just using random bits and pieces that I have around me to show you these things. Okay. And then number 8 is a chain and clasp closure. Okay, so I've got a tiny bit of chain that has a lobster clasp at the end of it, and then on the other side I've just got a few links of chain. So on one side I will put the lobster clasp and chain, and then the other side I will put the couple little bits. Okay, so put your brad through the hole that you have created. Okay, you've got the lobster clasp at the end of the chain here on the other side, so you kind of want to see how far this needs to go. So we're going to make a mark right about there and punch a hole there as well. Okay, and then using another brad, we will put the other end of the chain, or the other part of the chain. Undo the tines. And ideally you would probably want a little bit more chain on the one side, but there you go. So just a little chain closure. Okay, so that was number 8. So 8 really easy ways that you can close mini album pages without the need for magnets. So I hope you found this helpful, and I hope that there was a couple things that perhaps you hadn't thought of yet. And yeah, I mean, I'm still going to be using tons of magnets in my albums because that's my favorite way of closing things. I absolutely love the magnets. I find them very satisfying. So I will keep using them, but there you have some ways to close things in an alternative manner. All right, I love you all, sending you huge hugs. Please give this video a thumbs up if it was helpful for you. It really does help my channel out. And if you feel so inclined and would like to help out the channel even more, there is a button down below that is a virtual tip jar called Buy Me a Coffee. Love me some coffee, and it really helps me out as well. So yeah, feel free to do that as well. Okay, I love you, and I hope you're having an amazing day. Bye!